Cleveland Browns versus New England Patriots. The Cleveland Browns head to Foxborough on Sunday, looking to upset one of the AFC's hottest teams, the New England Patriots, in a matchup that pits an elite defense against a resurgent offensive powerhouse. The Browns enter at 2-5, 0-3 away, clinging to faint playoff hopes in a tight AFC North, while the Patriots, sitting atop the AFC East at 5-2, aim to extend their dominance at home after winning 5 of their last 6. For head coach Mike Vrabel's squad, this game represents a chance to reaffirm their contender status, while Cleveland seeks to play spoiler and reestablish its defensive identity. Quarterback play will be pivotal. For New England, D. May has quietly emerged as one of the AFC's most efficient young passers, completing 152 of 202 throws for 1,744 yards with 12 touchdowns against just 2 interceptions. His poise and precision have fueled the Patriots' balanced attack, complemented by strong ground support from Ramondre Stevenson, who has logged 245 rushing yards and 3 scores. On the opposite sideline, Cleveland has rotated under center, with D. Gabriel taking the majority of snaps, 546 yards, 3 touchdowns, while Shedeur Sanders, currently questionable with a back issue, adds mobility and downfield ability when healthy. The uncertainty at quarterback could challenge the Browns' offensive rhythm against a Patriots defense, allowing just 133 points all season. Offensively, New England's air attack has leaned heavily on Stephon Diggs, who leads the team with 456 receiving yards on 39 catches. His chemistry with May has made him the go-to weapon in key downs. Cleveland, meanwhile, has relied on its run game behind Quinton Judkins, whose 467 yards and 5 touchdowns provide steady production behind a physical offensive line. Tight end H. Fannin Jr., 290 yards, 1 touchdown, serves as a reliable mid-range target, but the Browns have struggled to find explosive plays through the air amid injuries to David Njoku and Cedric Tillman. Recent trends show the contrast in form. The Browns have dropped 4 of their last 5, their lone bright spot a dominant 31-6 win over Miami, while New England has surged with convincing victories over Tennessee, New Orleans, and Buffalo. The Patriots' only recent stumble came early in the year, and their defense, led by H. Landry III, 5.5 sacks, and R. Spillane, 53 tackles, has suffocated opponents with disciplined execution. Cleveland's defense, anchored by Myles Garrett, 5 sacks, and linebacker C. Schlesinger, 59 tackles, remains elite statistically but has received little offensive help. Injuries loom large on both sides. Cleveland's offense could be without key contributors Njoku, Nee, and Sanders, while Deshaun Watson remains on PUP with an Achilles injury. The Patriots' backfield depth is thinned by Antonio Gibson's season-ending ACL injury and Lan Larison's foot issue, but their defensive core remains intact, save for Kyle Duggar, questionable knee. As for the broader picture, New England's 5-2 record gives them a firm grip on the AFC East, ahead of Buffalo, 4-2, while Cleveland sits third in the AFC North, trailing Pittsburgh, 4-2. A Browns victory could keep their season alive, but a loss would push them closer to a rebuild trajectory. Ultimately, the X factors are clear. May's efficiency against Cleveland's pass rush, Judkins' ability to control tempo, and Diggs' knack for clutch catches. The Patriots' home field and balance on both sides of the ball give them the edge. Expect New England to prevail in a hard-fought battle, using May's composure and defensive discipline to outlast Cleveland's grit. Prediction: Patriots 27, Browns 17. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is New England Patriots winner. Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments box. Buffalo Bills versus Carolina Panthers. The Buffalo Bills and Carolina Panthers collide in Charlotte on Sunday in a pivotal interconference matchup between 2 teams battling to stay in their divisional races. Buffalo enters at 4-2, sitting second in the AFC East behind New England, while Carolina stands at 4-3, just one game back of Tampa Bay in the NFC South. Both teams have shown flashes of playoff potential, but remain inconsistent, making this a key momentum game as the season nears its midpoint. The Bills' explosive offense, led by Josh Allen, meets a gritty Panthers defense that thrives at home, where Carolina is 3-0 this season. The quarterback storyline could define this matchup. Josh Allen continues to anchor Buffalo's attack with 1,397 passing yards, 11 touchdowns, and just 4 interceptions, maintaining elite efficiency despite injuries to key defenders. On the other side, Carolina's Bryce Young has been ruled doubtful with an ankle injury, leaving the Panthers' offense in limbo. If Young sits, the Panthers may turn to a backup quarterback, forcing their ground game, led by Rico Dowdle, who's posted 551 rushing yards, to carry the load. That could be a tall task against a Bills front 7 hungry to rebound after surrendering over 20 points in consecutive losses. Buffalo's offensive leaders remain steady. James Cook III has powered the run game with 537 yards and 5 touchdowns, complementing Allen's aerial attack. Tight end Dalton Kincaid adds versatility with 287 receiving yards and 3 scores, giving Buffalo reliable production over the middle. For Carolina, rookie standout Tetairoa McMillan has emerged as a bright spot, leading the team with 413 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns, showcasing poise and consistency despite the Panthers' quarterback instability. Recent trends reveal 2 teams headed in opposite directions. The Bills have dropped back-to-back games to Atlanta and New England, both by narrow margins, after a 3-game winning streak. Carolina, meanwhile, has rebounded from early struggles with 2 straight wins over the Jets and Cowboys, leaning heavily on defense and clock control. That formula will again be crucial, especially with Buffalo ranking 31st against the run. If the Panthers' backfield can sustain drives and limit Allen's possessions, they could keep this one close into the fourth quarter. Injuries loom large on both sides. Buffalo's defense will be without Daquan Jones, while linebackers Matt Milano and Terrell Bernard remain questionable. Carolina's offensive line depth is battered, with guards Chandler Zavala and Robert Hunt both on injured reserve and wideout David Moore sidelined. Those absences could pressure the Panthers' backup quarterback into quick throws, potentially exposing them to Buffalo's aggressive pass rush. X factors include Allen's dual threat ability, the Bills' red zone efficiency, and Carolina's defensive stamina. If Cook and Kincaid establish rhythm early, Buffalo's offense could prove too balanced and dynamic to contain, forcing Carolina to defend both the pass and the run effectively. However, should Carolina's defense generate timely turnovers, pressure Allen consistently, and Dowdle control time of possession, an upset isn't out of reach. Special teams play, third down conversions, and early game execution will also be critical in determining whether the Panthers can keep this contest within striking distance. Ultimately, the Bills' superior quarterback play and offensive depth give them the edge. Expect Buffalo to bounce back from recent setbacks with a composed, physical effort on the road, controlling tempo, and exploiting mismatches whenever possible. Prediction: Bills 24, Panthers 17, with Buffalo holding a 55% win probability and poised to assert themselves as a legitimate playoff contender. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Buffalo Bills winner. Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments box. San Francisco 49ers versus Houston Texans. The San Francisco 49ers, 5-2, travel to Houston to face the 2-4 Texans in a matchup that pits one of the NFC's most complete contenders against a young AFC squad still finding consistency. This game carries extra intrigue as Texans head coach DeMeco Ryans faces his former boss Kyle Shanahan for the first time since departing San Francisco. The 49ers enter tied atop the NFC West with Seattle, while Houston is trying to keep pace in a tough AFC South led by Indianapolis. Despite being heavy underdogs, The Texans' home field advantage and emerging young talent give this contest a compelling storyline. Quarterbacks Mac Jones and C.J. Stroud headline the matchup under center. Jones has led San Francisco with 1,404 passing yards, 6 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions, managing the offense efficiently while relying on elite support from Christian McCaffrey. Stroud, meanwhile, has posted 1,305 yards with 9 touchdowns and 4 picks, showing growth in his second year despite inconsistent protection and the absence of key targets. While Jones's experience and Shanahan's offensive design offer stability, Stroud's arm talent and improvisation could test a banged-up 49ers secondary. Offensively, both teams lean on their stars in different ways. McCaffrey remains the 49ers' engine, totaling 465 rushing yards and 516 receiving yards with 6 combined touchdowns. His versatility forces defenses to account for him on every snap, particularly with injuries limiting San Francisco's depth. Houston's ground game, led by Nick Chubb's 265 rushing yards and 2 scores, hasn't been as dominant, but wide-out Nico Collins, before his concussion, had tallied 339 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns, providing Stroud with a reliable, deep threat. With Collins sidelined and Christian Kirk out until December, Houston's passing attack may rely heavily on short-yardage creativity and tight end production. San Francisco has won 4 of its last 5, rebounding from a 30-19 loss to Tampa Bay with a convincing 20-10 victory over Atlanta. Houston, in contrast, has dropped 3 of its last 4, including a 27-19 home defeat to Seattle. Still, their 44-10 rout of Baltimore earlier this month showed flashes of potential when Stroud and the defense play in sync. The 49ers' top-ranked defense, led by linebacker Fred Warner's 51 tackles before landing on injured reserve, will aim to pressure Stroud behind an aggressive front anchored by Bryce Huff, though Huff's absence due to a hamstring injury could limit their pass rush. Injuries play a major role entering Sunday. The 49ers will be without center Jake Brendel and edge rusher Huff, while key defenders Luke Gifford and Diamador Lenoir are questionable. Houston's injury list is equally concerning, with corners Jalen Smith and Elijah Huzzie uncertain, and top receivers Collins and Kirk both ruled out. Those losses could hinder Stroud's rhythm and expose Houston's secondary against San Francisco's play-action attack. X factors may decide this one. For San Francisco, McCaffrey's dual-threat production and Shanahan's game scripting on scripted drives are pivotal. For Houston, Stroud's ability to avoid turnovers and extend plays will determine whether the Texans can hang around. Additionally, the Texans' defensive front, featuring Danielle Hunter and Denico Autry, must disrupt Jones early to prevent San Francisco from controlling tempo. Given both teams' form, the analytics lean strongly toward San Francisco, with a 64.6% win probability. The 49ers' balance, experience, and defensive discipline give them a decisive edge against a short-handed Houston offense. Expect the Texans to compete early, but the 49ers' execution and depth should carry them to a 27-17 victory, another step in their NFC title pursuit, while Houston continues its developmental grind under Ryans. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is San Francisco 49ers winner. Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments box. Dallas Cowboys versus Denver Broncos. The Dallas Cowboys travel to Denver to face the surging Broncos in a Week 8 matchup that pits two teams with contrasting recent histories but equally high stakes. Dallas, sitting at 3-3-1 and second in the NFC East, aims to build off a dominant 44-22 win over Washington, while Denver, leading the AFC West at 5-2, looks to extend its 7-game winning streak against the Cowboys. The Broncos have turned Empower Field at Mile High into one of the NFL's toughest venues, remaining unbeaten at home this season, while Dallas seeks a statement road victory to stabilize its playoff position. Dak Prescott once again leads Dallas with poise and precision, throwing for 1,881 yards with 16 touchdowns and only 3 interceptions. His command of the offense has been strong despite inconsistent line play and a rotating cast of injured starters. Running back Javonte Williams has emerged as a focal point, amassing 592 rushing yards and 6 touchdowns through 7 games, showing power and agility that have carried the Cowboys' ground attack. On the perimeter, George Pickens continues his breakout campaign with 607 receiving yards and 6 touchdowns, forming a dangerous vertical threat that can stretch Denver's secondary. For Denver, rookie quarterback Bo Nix has transitioned smoothly to the pro level, passing for 1,556 yards with 11 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. His decision-making and pocket presence have fueled Denver's offensive balance, while running back J.K. Dobbins provides a steady complement with 523 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns. Veteran receiver Courtland Sutton has been Nix's most trusted target, tallying 469 receiving yards and 3 scores, while Denver's offensive line, despite some injuries, has given Nix enough time to operate efficiently. Defensively, Nick Bonitto has been a force off the edge with 8 sacks, and linebacker Alex Singleton leads the team with 59 tackles, setting the tone for a defense that ranks among the league's best in points allowed. Both teams enter Sunday in solid form but with distinct trends. Dallas has shown offensive explosiveness in wins over Washington and the Jets, but struggled defensively in losses to Carolina and Chicago. Their Week 4 tie with Green Bay showcased both resilience and inconsistency. Denver, on the other hand, has won 3 straight, including a 33-32 thriller over the Giants and a gritty 13-11 win over the Jets. The Broncos' defense continues to be their backbone, holding opponents under 20 points in 5 of 7 contests. Their only blemishes came against high-powered offenses early in the season, but at Mile High, they've looked nearly unbeatable. Injuries could be decisive. Dallas is without key defenders Trevon Diggs and DeMarvion Overshown, along with center Cooper Beebe and safety Wanye Thomas, weakening both pass coverage and run support. Denver also has absences, guard Ben Powers, tight end Lucas Krull, and linebacker Dre Greenlaw, suspended. But their depth has kept the front 7 strong, while Dallas's defense, minus Diggs, is more vulnerable to big plays. Playoff stakes are high. Dallas trails Philadelphia in the NFC East and can't afford to slip further, while Denver shares the AFC West lead with the Chargers. A win strengthens Denver's AFC contender case, while a Dallas upset would reaffirm their reputation as one of the conference's most unpredictable teams. Key X factors include Prescott handling Denver's pass rush, Williams sustaining drives, and Nix staying composed against a Dallas defense that forces timely turnovers. If Dallas controls tempo and establishes the run early, they could quiet the mile-high crowd. But if Denver's front 7 disrupts Prescott and Nix executes efficiently, the Broncos could pull away late. Denver holds a 56.2% win probability, reflecting home field advantage and defensive consistency. Dallas remains dangerous, but injuries and a 1-3-1 road record make this an uphill battle. Turnovers and red zone efficiency will likely decide the outcome. Prediction: Denver 27, Dallas 23. The Broncos' balanced attack and resilient defense give them the edge, though Dallas will keep it close. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Denver Broncos winner. Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments box. Green Bay Packers versus Pittsburgh Steelers, 2 storied franchises collide in a high-stakes Week 8 matchup as the Green Bay Packers, 4-1-1, visit the Pittsburgh Steelers, 4-2, at Acrisure Stadium. This showdown carries extra emotion as Aaron Rodgers faces his former team for the first time since joining the Steelers. Both clubs enter the contest near the top of their respective divisions, with Green Bay leading the NFC North and Pittsburgh trailing closely behind Cincinnati in the AFC North. The Packers' balanced offense under Jordan Love meets a veteran Steelers defense eager to rebound from recent inconsistencies. Quarterback play headlines this matchup. Love has quietly put together a strong campaign with 1,438 yards, 10 touchdowns, and only 2 interceptions, showing poise and efficiency as Green Bay's new franchise leader. Across the field, Rodgers has been productive but streaky, posting 1,270 yards and 14 touchdowns alongside 5 interceptions. His ability to read defenses and extend plays could be pivotal against a Packers pass rush led by Rashawn Gary, who has tallied 5.5 sacks. The battle between Rodgers' precision and Gary's pressure may decide whether Pittsburgh can control tempo or if Green Bay's defense forces turnovers early. Offensively, the Packers rely on Josh Jacobs to balance their attack. The veteran running back has 414 yards and 8 touchdowns, showcasing red zone efficiency. Tight end Tucker Kraft has emerged as Love's top receiving option with 326 yards and 4 scores, providing stability amid injuries to key receivers like Christian Watson and Dontavion Wicks. For the Steelers, Jaylen Warren anchors the ground game with 311 rushing yards, while DK Metcalf has proven to be Rodgers' go-to target, posting 406 receiving yards and 4 touchdowns. Metcalf's physicality will test Green Bay's secondary, which has been strong but occasionally vulnerable to big plays. Recent trends favor the Packers, who are unbeaten in their last 3 with wins over Arizona and Cincinnati and a narrow tie versus Dallas. Their defense has allowed just 125 points this season, the best mark in the NFC North. Pittsburgh, meanwhile, has been inconsistent, alternating wins and losses over the past month. They boast impressive victories over Cleveland and Minnesota, but suffered a humbling 33-31 loss to Cincinnati last week, exposing vulnerabilities in pass coverage. Injuries could play a significant role. Green Bay lists Watson, Devontae Wyatt, and kicker Brandon McManus as questionable, while defensive end Lucas Van Ness remains sidelined. Pittsburgh's depth is also tested, missing linebacker Malik Harrison and safety Miles Killebrew, both on injured reserve. These absences could force each coaching staff to adapt rotations, particularly in pass defense and special teams. Ultimately, the X factors include Rodgers' composure under pressure, Jacobs' ability to control the clock, and Green Bay's defensive discipline. If the Packers' front 7 limits explosive plays and Love continues to protect the football, Green Bay has the upper hand. Pittsburgh's home field advantage and Rodgers' motivation add intrigue, but the Packers' consistency and defensive edge make them the safer bet. Expect a close physical contest with Green Bay edging out Pittsburgh 27-24 to solidify its hold atop the NFC North. Key third down stops and time of possession management will likely decide the outcome, as both teams excel in controlling pace. Green Bay's disciplined tackling and situational awareness, combined with efficient red zone execution, should allow the Packers to withstand late surges and secure a hard-fought victory in a matchup defined by strategy as much as talent. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Green Bay Packers winner. Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments box.